Konga and Titus Murithi. Speaking ahead of 2022 election, President William Ruto affirmed that no money was lost in the procurement stage of the two projects. While responding to questions during the presidential debate in July 2022, the president said that the truth will eventually be in the public.
How come that the only projects that did not go through is Aurora and Kimwarer? All the others went through. That's number one. Number two, today, the government of Kenya is in court because the contractor, with all those allegations that have been made, the contractor has gone to court to demand payment of another 12 billion shillings and Kimwarer, and yet there is nothing on the ground. What was this?
Emmanuel Marwa, reporting for EBN TV, Prime Edition.
Now, still on the corridors of justice, Ivy Wangeshi's killer suspect Naftali Kinuthia has been sentenced to 40 years in prison. Justice Stephen Githinji made the ruling, saying the sentence is proportionate to the heinous crime Kinuthia committed. The late Ivy Wangeshi was laid to rest 4 years ago in Nyeri County, and our reporter Toromo Dennis has the full report.
Murder suspect Naftali Kinuthia has been sentenced to 40 years in prison for the cold-blooded murder of his estranged lover Ivy Wangeshi outside Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in 2019.
Kisimu akazima ndio ikaprompt kwenda kutafuta shoka na akaja kutegea na akamfanyia vile anafanyia.
Kinuthia was sentenced before the Eldoret High Court on Thursday, bringing the 4-year murder trial to a close. In his ruling, Justice Stephen Githinji stated that he had heard the suspect's plea, but the sentence was proportionate to his heinous crime for which he was found culpable. Kinuthia, through his lawyers, expressed regret for the crime and claimed to have changed in the 4 years he had been in remand.
Shana alikuwa amemweleza kwa yuko na birthday party yake na akamtumia madeni kidogo, lakini kutoka wakati alimtumia hizo pesa ikawa msichana apiki tena simu. Hiyo ndio ikamprompt yeye kuja mpaka Eldoret.
Kinuthia testified in court that he continued to financially support Wangeshi even after she became distant from him, stated that he has spent over 100,000 shillings on her and was in the process of reclaiming it from her parents after realizing that their love was not blossoming.
Kwa activities zote za church school alikuwa sawa sana.
She was a team player. She could interact with the other young people around here.
Wangeshi was laid to arrest in Mahinga, Nyeri County on Thursday, April 18, 2019. Toromo Dennis, EBN TV.
Wow, justice at last. President William Ruto has reiterated his commitment in implementing the Social Health Insurance Fund and fighting cartels in the health ministry, seeking to crumble the new health program. Speaking in Baringo during the annual Kimalel Goat auction, President Ruto said the fund will be implemented at all costs, even as deep-rooted cartels who have been looting the Ministry of Health continue sponsoring cases in court against the said program.
Najua kuna watu wametupeleka kotini ati hawataki hii sheria mpya, na ni watu ambao ni wakora, kwa sababu wamezoea kuiba pesa pale NHIF. Imagine kuna mtu ako na hospitali kona fulani hapo, ati anafanya upasuaji operation, anafanya na ni kona, anafanya ati operation kuliko hospitali ya Kenyatta, kuliko hospitali ya Aga Khan, na ni wizi tu, anaiba pesa ya serikali. Na ndio wameenda kotini kuzuia, kwa sababu tumesema katika hii sheria mpya tuko na digital health bill ambayo itahakikisha ya kwamba kila delivery ya health service tutajua kwa mtandao, ndio tuweze kuondoa wakora wote ambao wanatuibia pesa na wanaharibu delivery ya health. Na hawa wakora hawawezi kutushinda, tutapambana na wao. Na mimi nataka niwatangazie hawa wakora ambao wanataka eti kuendelea na wizi katika Ministry of Health. I want to tell them it will not go on anymore. Hiyo mambo ya kuiba huko Ministry of Health tutaisimamisha. Unajua watu wengi kwa sababu wamekuwa wafanyibiashara matapeli katika sekta ya health, wamekuwa matajiri wa kupindukia, kwa sababu ya corruption katika mambo ya health, ufisadi wa kupindikia katika mambo ya health. Sasa wameenda kotini kuzuia. Wanafika kotini wanasema sijui bei imeenda juu. Mimi nimetangaza ya kwamba wale watu ambao wamekuwa wakilipa shilingi 500 sasa tutawapunguzia ikuje shilingi 300. Hiyo ni kuongeza ama ni kupunguza? Yule mtu ambaye anapinga ati isirudi chini isikuje 300, huyo ni mtu ambaye anatakia Wakenya mambo mazuri. Na unasikia hiyo kelele yote, hawasemi ati bei ya bima ya afya imerudi chini. Hapana, hawasemi hapo. Wanasema tu ingine hapo, unajua mambo sijui nini, kwa sababu hawataki kusema ukweli. Lakini mimi nitakabiliana na wao. Si raia wamenipatia uwezo ya kupigana na hao wakora? Nimeshawatangazia. Si nilisema mambo ni matatu. Hakuna mahali watapitia hapa. We are not going to accept blackmail.
Away from the head of state, now Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has yet again defended Rhodes Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen following calls by a section of leaders that he resigns. The DP said Murkomen cannot be held responsible for recent failures of generators at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport during the power outages. Gachagua reiterated that the previous government led by retired President Uhuru Kenyatta is to be blamed for the outages at the country's main airport. Gachagua, however, called on the Rhodes Cabinet Secretary to look for funds and install new generators at the airport and try to rectify the issues as soon as possible.
Kanihakikishie nyinyi ya kwamba historia ikiandikwa, serikali ambaye itamaliza uhalifu katika hii kaunti ya Baringo kabisa ni ya serikali ya Daktari William Samoei Ruto. Juu ya hayo, waziri wetu Kipchumba ametangaza mambo mengi sana ambayo inaendelea. Na huyu Kipchumba anajaribu. Na kuna wengine niliona wanamkemea ati ajiuzuru ati kwa sababu generator imekataa kufanya kazi pale JKIA. Huyu Kipchumba ndiye alinunua hiyo generator. Ilinunuliwa na ile serikali nyingine na ilikuwa fake. Sasa ikijaribu kuhakishwa inazimika. Sasa Kipchumba, wewe tafuta generator yako uweke, wachana na ile watu. Si hii kijana anajaribu. Tuache kuingilia viongozi bure. Kwa sababu mambo tulikuta ni mengi ilikuwa imeharibika na ndio tunajaribu kurekebisha. Sasa wanataka kutubebesha hiyo mzigo. Na hiyo generator ni hao walinunua pesa mingi, wakanunua kitu fake. Ikiwekwa moto, ikiwekwa load kidogo inaanza kutoa moshi. Sasa lazima Kipchumba afanye marekebisho pale, alete generator mpya na mambo yote pale abadilishe. Na ajenge airport mpya ambaye ni ya kisasa, ambaye itatupatia heshima katika dunia nzima. Mimi sitaki nipitishie hapo niseme tu watu wanaongea mambo mengi, mambo ya uchumi nini. Wacha mimi nimwambie watu ya Baringo. Huyu William Ruto, rais wetu, kijana wenu hapa nyumbani. Mimi ndio naketi naye pale. Na kama kuna kiongozi katika jamhuri yako na bidii ni huyu rais wetu. Saa 11 asubuhi ameamuka kwa ofisi mpaka saa 6 usiku. Mpaka hao vijana wetu sasa mawaziri wanaanza kulia ati aende polepole, ndio pia waende polepole.
And indeed, it is time to see what the new day has in store for us with the newspapers that we have. Now, we know here in Kenya, 3 are the main newspaper outlets. That is the Star, the Daily Nation, and the Standard. Kicking us up, we have new uniforms for our police officers. And finally, our police officers will be getting new uniforms. Get this, the uniforms will have the name and force number on display. So the police officer who will be serving you, their uniforms will have their names and their names, and their force number on display. That way, whoever will ask for 50 shillings, 100 shillings or so, you can easily track them down. This is the third time you're having a change in the force. The first one we had the blue and black, then we changed to the blue, and now we have, it's still the blue, like the deep blue. Okay, I'm not good with colors. Light blue and navy blue trousers. Yes, they're going back to that, but they have introduced new navy blue jackets, and now the navy blue jackets have the number, the force number with the officer's name attached to it. More on that information, or more on that story, is with the Star. Now, judge warns against bid to delay case of Nyachai's 2 billion estate case. That is in the Standard. Raila suffers blow as ODM rebels triumph in tribunal. That is also in the Star. Check that out. And the Star Sports talk about Odhiambo dreams on. That is the Talanta host champions Gor Mahia at Bukungu. You might want to check that out on the Star. Moving to the Standard, Freedom for Rotich exposes state agencies. That is a story that we have just visited in our news bulletin today. The story of Rotich in the dams. After all the accused persons in the case are hereby acquitted under Section 210 due to lack of evidence as a result of the reckless dereliction of duty by the prosecution. That was the judgment that was given for Rotich and his mates. Also, after a 4-year trial that saw 49 witnesses lined up to testify, with the prosecution having no questions for the majority of them, former Treasury CS Henry Rotich and 8 others are cleared in the 65 billion Kimwarer and Aurora Dams scandal. Who dropped the ball? That is what the Standard is asking. Ruto is after me over 15 billion shilling whistle blowing. That is a story you might want to check out on the Control of Budget, Margaret Nyakango. That is the response to the case that we know recently he was arraigned. The Daily Nation, Treasury puts caps on office lunch and tea. The National Treasury has announced a new round of austerity measures for ministries, departments and agencies, chopping allowances for official travel by half and limiting the category of officers allowed to use planes on domestic routes. It also banned non-essential lunch, tea and water for civil servants and slashed impressed by 50 people or passengers or partakers. Now that is what is happening in the Daily Nation. The Daily Nation also is talking about Naftali Kinuthia, who was the one who was found guilty, sentenced to 40 years for killing one Ivy Wangeshi, who was a student at KMTC and was doing his internship in Eldoret, and he was butchered to death. A sad state of affairs that you will find in the Daily Nation. Now, at the back of the Daily Nation, the World Bank is saying low-wage jobs is derailing the fight against poverty, a story you might want to check up on. Now, that is all I have for you from our newspapers. But coming up, I have a guest who is an amazing woman. She is in the line of aviation. Yes, this lady is flying high. We are going to take a look at women in aviation. She's a pilot or a captain. I don't know the difference, but maybe today we will get to learn. And that is what she does for a living, and she's here to encourage more of the girl child to join this field of line. Girls in Aviation is an association that she has initiated, and we're going to also take a look at that and learn more. So you might want to keep it right here on EBN Morning Live. My name is Consolata Chibalonza. See you in a few.
through the morning rush and the buzz. Find a voice you can trust, a voice of reason, a voice of direction, and a voice of hope.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Live. I'm Cynthia Nanjala.
And I'm Samia Dika. Rise and shine, folks. We hope you are ready for an energizing start to your day.
Absolutely. We are here to bring you the latest headlines and trending news stories from the world of politics,
business and finance, health and lifestyle,
agriculture and sports.
So grab your coffee, sit back and get ready for a fantastic morning of engaging discussions and news segments.
Join us through our social media handles, #The Morning Live. This is Morning Live, exclusively on EBN TV.
Walisema mnywa maji kwa mkono mmoja,
kiu yake ipale pale, ndiposa tumekuletea wewe mtazamaji wetu
mkono mwingine ili kukata kiu yako na ari yako ya ufahamu.
Naam, ngoma imechezwa mtazamaji, basi hatuna budi kulisakata na kukuletea wewe ufahamu wa kaunti yako,
tukiangazia masuala ya siasa na uongozi,
jamii na itikadi,
maendeleo na changamoto katika kaunti yako. Ungana nami Belinda William,
nami Emmanuel Marwa
kwenye makala ya Gatuzi Langu kila siku ya Jumatatu saa 5:30 hadi saa 6:30.
From the fields to your screens.
Ronaldo. It is Ronaldo. It's 2-1 United.
This is where you will get your full detailed story from football, hockey, volleyball.
Otavio goes once more. Oh, he's done it brilliantly.
Basketball.
Long range three.
All in one.
For exclusive interviews, discussions and sports feature stories.
Every Monday from 2 p.m.
to 4 p.m.
on EBN TV. This is the scoreboard.
Are you ready to embark on a life-changing journey? At Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies, we believe in shaping the future of healthcare through excellence in education. Our curriculum is designed to push boundaries, to foster critical thinking and innovation as we prepare you to become a leader in the ever-evolving field of healthcare. Join a community of like-minded individuals who share your dedication to making a difference. Take this first step towards a rewarding career in healthcare.
My name is Jennifer Kilembwa, taking healthcare assistant course at Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies.
My name is Eric Mboru, a student at Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies.
Through joining Superbridge, I have gained knowledge and skills in healthcare services.
For the time that I have been here, I've enrolled myself with skills and knowledge of managing healthcare services.
I hereby encourage you to enroll in Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies.
Apply for your professional studies today. We offer courses in Certificate in Healthcare Assistance, Certificate in HIV Testing Services, Certificate in Phlebotomy and Venipuncture, and Certificate in First Aid. You can visit us at Babadogo Main Stage. Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies, training experts in primary healthcare.
Every Saturday from 8:30 a.m.
But we should not be afraid to interpret scripture.
Get to know the story behind the Bible. Why was it written? To whom was it written? And what was happening when it was written? Understand, get to know, learn how to properly interpret the scriptures so that you're not deceived.
In the book of Revelation, and we have started to enter into the happenings because these are things that are going to take place hereafter.
Join Pastor Felix Kevoy and his team as they go through the different books of the Bible and give you the theological interpretation of the same.
At the very introduction of the book of Revelation, the book lays clear what is contained in here.
Every Saturday from 8:30 a.m. on The Theology Show, only on EBN, transforming your world.
Hello, praise the Lord. My name is Pastor Joseph Musajawaza of Unfailing Love Ministries. I'm inviting you every Wednesday to join us on our program, Victory Through the Word. In this program, we teach you God's Word. We teach you to find solutions and answers to the struggles of life through the Word of God. Everything you ever go through in life, every pain, every tear, every worry, and every questions that you may ever have in this life. You may not get answers out there, but in God's Word, there are answers and there is a solution. The Bible says that God has exalted His Word above His name. In His Word, there is hope. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but His Word will always remain abide. I encourage you, engage with us as we study together, as you ask your questions and let your questions be answered as you are built and as you hear God's Word. Our church is located in Umoja, Inako, near Olobon Hotel, just off Sango Stage along Moi Drive, and the court is known as Church Court. Give us a visit and your life will not remain the same. God bless you, and let's meet every Wednesday from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. only on EBN television.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
Good morning once again. This is EBN TV Morning Live. My name is Consolata Chibalonza. Thank you very much for keeping it here. Now, today, as I told you, I have a very interesting guest. And guys. All right, I will allow her to introduce herself. I'll allow her to introduce herself. You all know me. I am Consolata Chibalonza. I'm a journalist. But for her, hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
Okay, so please introduce yourself.
Great. My name is Maseka Semolesi Kidinji. I am a born-again Christian. I am the founder of Girls in Aviation Africa Foundation, and I'm very happy to be here.
Okay, so what is Girls in Aviation? What is it about?
Okay, great. So GIA in short is about, number one, mentorship, and number two, sisterhood. Our main focus is to increase the number of female aviators in Africa. We do this through different high school mentorship visits we do across the country. And then the second ambit being now sisterhood, where we focus on building a sisterhood within ourselves and supporting one another, because the career can actually be quite tough.
So wait, before we even go to all the finer details.
Yes.
You are a pilot.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Great. So I currently hold a private pilot license. As you can see, I am from Capital Connect Aviation. This is where I'm undertaking my commercial pilot license. And currently now slowly doing something called that's our building in order to obtain the licenses and being fully certified in Kenya.
So what do you mean by private license?
So basically, in order to become a pilot, there are maybe fundamentally two stages, which is the first license, or rather the second. You first get a student pilot license, which allows you now to start your training. The second one is a private pilot license, where you can fly an airplane, but then you can only fly it privately. And then the third being a commercial pilot license, where now you can be able to fly and be paid for it, which is very important.
Yes, it is very important. So, yes, that is the guest you're going to have today. Please bring in your views, your comments on what you think are the questions you have on piloting, especially for the girl child. We're taking a short break, and when we come back, I will be dwelling deep into what exactly it entails, what she is doing, and why she is doing it. This is EBN TV Morning Live.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
Are you ready to embark on a life-changing journey? At Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies, we believe in shaping the future of healthcare through excellence in education. Our curriculum is designed to push boundaries, to foster critical thinking and innovation as we prepare you to become a leader in the ever-evolving field of healthcare. Join a community of like-minded individuals who share your dedication to making a difference. Take this first step towards a rewarding career in healthcare.
My name is Jennifer Kilembwa, taking healthcare assistant course at Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies.
My name is Eric Mboru, a student at Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies.
Through joining Superbridge, I have gained knowledge and skills in healthcare services.
For the time that I have been here, I've enrolled myself with skills and knowledge of managing healthcare services.
I hereby encourage you to enroll in Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies.
Apply for your professional studies today. We offer courses in Certificate in Healthcare Assistance, Certificate in HIV Testing Services, Certificate in Phlebotomy and Venipuncture, and Certificate in First Aid. You can visit us at Babadogo Main Stage. Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies, training experts in primary healthcare.
Indeed, we are back. My name is Consolata Chibalonza, and with me is Maseka Kithinji, a pilot. Guys, I'm above sea level right now, or feet, I don't know. So, Maseka here deals with girls in aviation, right?
Yes.
Please tell us now what exactly that entails and why you decided to come up with that in the first place.
Thank you. I think I'm going to start with why and how it came up. Joining the aviation industry seems like it's such a closed industry where when you mention aviation, people only think about being a pilot.
Yes.
But there's so much more to it. And even if you want to be a pilot, where do you start? You see, and my transition into joining this career wasn't seamless, and there was no one to guide me, walk with me, or give me this information readily available. So in 2021, through a lot of prayer and wondering what to do, because I always love working with communities, I thought, why not extend this privilege that I did not get in terms of navigating this career, first off by starting at the high school level, because the subjects that you choose and the grades that you get affect what you can do in this industry.
True.
And then secondly, working with individuals through that transition of, okay, where do I go to school? How much should I be looking at? You know, how to conduct myself? What can I do to better myself? And support, because it's actually quite a very, I would say, intense industry. With you never stop school, in short. When you join aviation, you're constantly in school, constantly doing things like progress checks, which are basically exams on ground, in the sky, to keep up to date, because safety is the number one thing when it comes to aviation. And well, there's a lot of failure, I would say, when it comes to that, and a very long and windy road. So why not have the support? And when it comes specifically to the girl child, as we know that as women, we face special issues that necessarily do not have the same effect when it comes to men. Example for aviation, women are only 4% pilots in the world. So this is not even Africa or Kenya, but in the world. So definitely women are the minority. So what are some of the issues, you know, that one would have to deal with when we're talking about your menstrual health and hygiene? We're talking about when you want to get married or want to start a family. These are issues that would only affect a woman, and advancement in this career that need to, you know, be talked about. So that's the inspiration that came behind it. And I always say that even though the idea, I thought, you know what, God, I've gotten this idea. The more we grow as a foundation, the more I realize this is God's idea, because of the many lives that we touch and we impact, and the friendship and the family that's growing within GIA. It truly is just a blessing.
When we talk about GIA as an association, yes, you're talking about enhancing the girls to either to join or those who have already joined. But there's the notion that pilot classes, I don't know what to call them. If I want to become, wait, is there a difference between a pilot and a captain?
No.
Okay, so the piloting classes or the captaino classes, whatever they're called, they're very expensive. And for somebody to be able to get to attain that, even if I want to become a pilot, like the expenses there is just so high. What about such cases?
Okay, so I think even I can help you with the differentiation. Whether you're a captain or a first officer, you're still a pilot. It's just basically ranking. So when you hear anyone say I'm a captain or a first officer, don't get confused, but like, I know what that is. You get it. I know you're a pilot. So that's the first. And then on the second question that you've asked, that's part of why we are together as GIA, to talk about the opportunities available. Our focus as GIA is actually not on, you know, young girls who have access to this information, but young girls in underdeveloped areas or outside, you know, major cities. And as you said, this target group are people who necessarily don't have access to, you know, their dreams or don't even know what being a pilot is or where to start. So the starting point whenever it comes to that is, number one, joining the army or the police force. Of course, you have to be a general soldier, you know, before you actually find your way to the cockpit. But, and it's actually quite competitive and vigorous, having spoken to some of my colleagues who are in the Air Force. But that's a possible route to go about it, and then, you know, serving the country, which is still a very humble and noble cause. Another option would be now scholarships. Now the thing is about scholarships that are available internationally, we don't have scholarships readily available in Africa or in Kenya, but this is where we hope to go personally as GIA, as a foundation, in offering support to young girls who want to begin a career in this industry. So internationally, the scholarships are available that can see someone begin and finish their flight training, or, you know, personal donor sponsorship. You know, maybe someone who is touched by a child somewhere and wants to take them through their, you know, flying classes and their course from beginning to end. So there are all of these different options that one can pursue. But one of the biggest things that we push as Girls in Aviation Africa Foundation, and I personally push, is God. I can give all of these different options, but God's hand, God's favor, walking with you and opening the right doors will see you to get to where you are. Yes.
You talked about the ladies in aviation and how, according to how the job is, the nature of the job, you are rarely at home. So how do you encourage ladies, especially those in families, those who are mothers, those who are responsible in one way or the other, what should be the driving force? Because at the end of the day, they cannot be there physically for their children, they cannot be there physically for their parents. Yeah, what do you say to them?
I hope I do justice to that question, because I am very much looking forward to getting married and having kids one day.
Yes, let it be noted. Let it be put on record.
Let me put on record. But I think in discussing with women who are in this industry and in these roles, I think I'd refer to my mentor, who actually is the managing director of Capital Connect, and is married and has a beautiful, wonderful family. And in conversations with her, she has imparted into me that there actually is no work-life balance, where at some point different things have to give.
Yeah.
You're either going to have to give 100%, you know, in order to make sure things run.
Yes.
Or you're gonna be 100% back at home. There's no perfect balance when it comes in between, but the constant communication and deciding what would have to give and what wouldn't. When I undertook my master's in civil aviation management, my master's. Okay. I had to, you know, slip it in there. You have to slip it in somehow. I actually undertook a study in terms of why the numbers are so low, you know, in Africa, and what impacts the, you know, progression of women in aviation in Africa. And when it came to the discussion of family, a lot of the women stated that they either had to sacrifice some parts when it comes to being at home, or some parts of their career. And actually, when it comes to advancement, this is why we don't see a lot of women in top leadership positions. It's because while you want to get married and you want to take care of your child, and that is where your priority is, you're going to have to, unfortunately, let go of certain opportunities that would come about that would allow you to perhaps compete on the same level. So it's a more so give and take situation. And I would say a lot of understanding and communication that comes into anyone who's in this sector, anyone who wants to get into this sector. But I don't think it's anything per se unique, even though it's a really, you know, 48-hour industry that constantly runs. If you're to speak to maybe other women in other, you know, industries, like being a doctor or yourself as a journalist, it's it's still, you know, trying to work on balancing it all. And again, I always come back to, you know, the grace of God. As you know, my mentor, you know, Lucy says, she's like, I'm here because of the grace of God. It runs because, you know, of the grace of God.
True.
Yeah.
What about when it comes to the shifting from now I'm a pilot, now I'm a student, now I'm a pilot, now I'm a daughter? Has that ever been a problem for you?
Not at all. Not at all. I know many people think that, you know, how you say you're carrying your quote-unquote masculine side into the house. Or maybe when I'm talking to my dad, I'm like, do you know who I am?
Dad, just the other day was flying people above the Indian Ocean.
No, not at all. I think being able to differentiate the different hats that you wear is so important. And for me, respect, you know, even, you know, from the 10 Commandments, respect and honor your father and mother. And that's the first commandment, with a promise that, you know, your days will be added to you. So I'm just like, first of all, I'm accountable to God. So I can't be here saying, this is what I think when it comes to my parents or when it comes to interacting outside this industry. And knowing myself beyond being a pilot, because at the end of the day, I would say my identity, the image or the work is being a pilot, but my identity first is being a child of God. And because I believe in Jesus Christ and these are the principles and values I live by, then it would mean the principles and values in the Bible when it comes to, you know, what the Holy Spirit says of being a good Christian, love, joy, peace, gentleness, self-control in interacting with anyone around me is the first thing. I'm a Christian first before I'm a second. That's my identity, and that's what I fall back on. And God willing, even when I get married, shout out to my boyfriend Daniel, who's watching.
Oh, you're taken. Oh, my Lord.
Unfortunately.
We're sorry, guys.
Yes.
We're sorry.
Yes. I would want to be a Christian first, to him, to our family, before all these different hats, because, when we pass on, I don't think Jesus will ask me, Pilot Maseka.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it will just be my daughter, Maseka. Yes.
Yeah. When it comes to the journey, before we even get to being a pilot, first of all, there's two questions in one. Is it something you envisioned yourself, like when you were a child, you used to play like with the plane or something? Were you working with the goal towards, I know one day I will be a pilot, or was it just, okay, I'm done with Form 4, I can try this? And how has it been for you, the journey from Form 4? Because the 844 system did not in any way prepare anyone for their career. I do not stand to be corrected. I am very right. The 844 did not prepare anyone anyway, like specifically for a specific career. It was very generalized. So how was the journey from after Form 4?
Wow. I think I'm going to constantly be giving shout outs. So shout out to my mother, who is hopefully watching, Mom. Hopefully. My mom took I would say a bargain with us, because I was homeschooled through my high school. And I matriculated, meaning I did my high school certificate, the International General Secondary Certificate. So growing up at home, there was the freedom to be and do what you want to do, whatever your interests are in, rather than a very rigid system of, as you said, a constant rolling out of students, as opposed to focusing the giftings that a child has. So I had the privilege because of my mother. And after finishing high school, I actually did not have a particular way that I wanted to go. I keep saying at some point my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and I thought that was so cool. I was like, when I grow up, I want to be a wife and a mother.
Yes,
and there's nothing wrong with that. I actually take so much pride in women who, whether you're stay-at-home or whether you're a working mom or wife, I think that's a very amazing thing and work to do. And when I was finishing high school now, I was privileged to have a friend of mine who wanted to do aeronautical engineering, and I was like, what is this? And that's how I got introduced to the aviation industry. And I'm like, okay, piloting, being a pilot, flying sounds pretty cool. I think I can do this. But then again, as you said, a lot of the stumbling blocks that come in between are finances. And at the time, there were no finances, and I had to find something else to do. So I ended up starting my undergraduate degree in law. Yes. And I really liked it. I really felt empowered, and knowing information that I felt like was not readily available to people. And God opened a way, because I still had for some weird reason, the passion of like, no, I want to be a pilot. I want to end up here. I don't know how. And in between my undergraduate studies, I now started my flying career. And for me, it has been a journey. And that's even why I keep telling people that in this industry or in anywhere, you have to believe in Jesus, because there comes many times in this journey you want to give up, but there has to be that force that keeps you going, because passion runs out at some point. You can be focused and you can work so hard, but then you need God's hand, to keep pushing you through. So I literally began my flying journey in 2017. Flying, the course should take relatively 2 years or so, maybe 2 years.
Not 7.
No, 2.5 years.
Me thinking 7 years, I'm like 7 years theory, 5 years
You see what I talk about, the assumptions many people have of this career, and why we need to demystify, okay, what happens. So it takes around maybe 2.5 years if you have the full amount of funding, and let's say everything just works seamlessly. However, for me, this is my 8th year of pursuing flight training because of financial constraints, because of other priorities coming into play. But I believe the journey however painful, I keep saying character development
Yes.
of like, God, why? God, why? Thinking about Joseph's story in the
Yeah.
Bible, we always think about him as the governor, but we don't think about the journey that he went to, to get there, or even David, So I like reading such stories because it gives me encouragement that, what, God is in this story.
Yeah.
And something that takes 2 years, even though this is my 8th and God willing my final,
Yes,
I have learned, thank you so much, I have learned so much, and I don't think I'd be in a position to inspire others and to think of other people who are in similar positions wondering, how can I start, where can I go? I love how one of my mentees called Abigail, shout out Abigail, I know she's definitely watching, she said she'd set an alarm.
Yes. Kamuri Abigail, Captain Maseka, Gia to the world.
Hey, all love, Kamuri. I love how she also keeps me going, because she says, Maseka, I'm not sure how I'm going to enter this industry, but when I listen to your story and I see how windy and long it's been, but you keep on pushing on, you keep on going, that gives me motivation of like, okay, there are a huge number of people, especially because we're in Kenya, we're in Africa, who don't have these privileges. And walking up to them and telling them, I finished high school, I knew what I wanted to do, I had the money, I got a job immediately. There's no relation of like, wow, this is amazing, but how can I get there? But then, having a very authentic story, even though I pray God is keeping that authenticness here so that we can be able to proceed, I believe has given me the privilege and access to relate to so many and inspire them to where they're supposed to be.
Okay, maybe just to go through the comments are coming in. If you were wondering where we're sending these comments, you can catch us live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on your TV, either Pang or any TV station that has EBN TV on it. That's us. Now, Juliet Mutua says, yes, Gia to the world. Go Maseka, go. Yes, go, please. No, don't go like now.
That's actually our co-founder. Hi, Juliet. Thank you.
And then we have Tess Ndanu who says, facts 100%. Have Catherine Daniel saying, go Maseka. Jetro Callison, oh, that's my girl there. Good job, Chibalonza. Thank you so much. Danny Konana says, go Maseka. Danny Konana, again, the world is yours to take. You go. And Captain Maseka, Gia to the world. That is Kamuri Abigail. If you have your comments, you can send them in on our YouTube chat, because we're live, or just comment section, we'll still get to it. I am Consolata Chibalonza. I'm hanging out with the captain, guys. I am at the cockpit right now. This feels good. I might be changing careers soon. Anyway, so finally, how can we join Gia, those of us who want to be pilots, to be captains? Oh, do you also take air hostesses and flight attendants?
Okay, great. So, I'll start with the last question. So, why we are actually Girls in Aviation Africa Foundation, we are not limited to just one career.
No, okay.
We are engineers, pilots, flight attendants. I keep saying turnaround flight coordinators.
Those who do this.
No, those are called the marshals.
Okay.
But the turnaround flight coordinators are one who make sure everything runs seamlessly. So shout out to one of our girls, Sherry, part of Gia. That is her work. But it's across the board, because no matter what you're doing in this industry, aviation is the core thing that brings us together. And there's just so much relation between us of I can understand what an engineer is going through, or a pilot or a flight attendant, because there's a lot of overlapping. So we're just not limited to one career. And if you're in the industry and whatever work you're doing within the industry, that's actually the only requirement in joining GIA in short. And one can simply email us at girlsinnovation@gmail.com, or reach out to us on any of our handles, Girls in Aviation Africa. And when it comes to people who are finishing, the young girls who are finishing high school or in high school, through our high school mentorship visits, through an aviation club, we're able to now do mentorship for the younger generation, because GIA, you have to fortunately or unfortunately be 18 years and over. But 18 years and below, we do that now through, their high schools, because it's a more structured way of reaching out and getting the information. And so that's how our network is. And if you definitely want to partner with us in order to see us grow, in order for us to reach out more girls, please reach out to us. We're looking for the donors, the sponsors, the money, everything, to make sure we're able to, do the big dreams that we have and where we see we're going to go as GIA.
So finally, what keeps you grounded as a pilot? What makes you want to wake up and do that, pull that thingy that you pull, and then the nose is lifted from the ground? What makes you wake up every morning with that?
I think first that's actually quite funny, because let me teach you a terminology. Grounded means you're not flying. So you're asking me what keeps me grounded as a
pun intended.
As a pilot.
Pun intended.
So that's even why I'm laughing. But wow, I think like I stated, the first thing for me is my belief in Jesus Christ, where I know that wherever I've been placed, I need to be a light of Christ. And as the last commandment Jesus gave, go out and make disciples. So wherever I am placed, I know that that is my first duty, first and foremost. And I desire to hear at the end of my life, when I meet my Creator, well done, my good and faithful servant. And that keeps me going. Sometimes puts too much pressure on me, like, will I hear it? But it keeps me going of like, okay, Jesus, okay, God, what is your purpose? And, what is your will? Because I believe God's will is bigger than ours. Ours is just here, but then God's will is beyond, more than we can even imagine. So I would definitely say my belief in Jesus Christ. And the second thing I'd say is just outright passion and joy. When you're choosing a career, even when we do our high school mentorships, I say, whatever you do, just know you're going to be doing that 90% of your time. Family life, children, everything else is like maybe 10%, but 90% of the work you're going to be doing, your time is going to be going there. So let it be something that you love. Let it be something that you enjoy. And I absolutely love flying. I keep on, I find it like it's a mini miracle each time we are able to take off and land safely and be in the sky. And, just having the aerial view of life blows my mind each and every single time and feeds my soul in a way that I can't even, explain. So I have such a passion to be, in this industry, to learn to connect, to meet the people I ordinarily wouldn't meet because of how connected aviation can be. And so I would say that. I would say Christ and the passion for the industry keeps me going to get up and try again.
All right, Go Maseka, that is Danny Konana. The world is used to take Danny Konana. Perpetual Wamboi says, I'm super proud of you, girl.
That's my friend.
Okay, and Catherine Daniel is saying, I love what Gia does and I am here for all of it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to everybody who has been able to tune in and send in their shout outs. So your shout out, as we call it, a wrap.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. So shout out definitely to, first of all, my girls at Girls in Aviation, Africa Foundation. I love you guys. We are here. We're going so far, and I'm so excited about what we're going to do. Shout out to my family. I love you guys so much. Shout out to my boyfriend, Daniel. Thank you so much for your support. Last but not least, thank you to Capital Connect Aviation. Guys, check them out. It's such an amazing flying school to grow in. And this December, actually, go inquire, reach out to us, reach out to me personally, actually. They're quite amazing. So thank you, and thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much. And that is our pilot in the cockpit. I don't know, I just feel so happy. It's been an honor to be here. When we are flying, usually just hear the voices. Oh, Captain, ho, ha, ha. Hey, we are landing now. Oh, we are crossing. We are now entering the Kenya's border. Oh, on your right is Angkor Wat. But now today, to be seated beside a pilot, it makes it feel more real. Like, it's not just the intercoms that we listen to, but there's really someone who's seated there who really cares and is passionate about what they do, and hence you will land safely. All those people with flight phobia, you will land safely with such a beautiful soul in the cockpit. And thank you very much for your time. We are taking a short break. When we come back, we have another guest for you. So you might want to be hanging out on for that. This is EBN TV Morning Live.
We are happy to announce our nomination to FEMA 4th Annual Awards 2023. To vote for EBN TV as your media station of the year, dial *250*23#. Enter code 4204. Enter number of votes, then submit your votes. Each vote will cost you 10 shillings. EBN TV, transforming your world.
Through the morning rush and the buzz, find a voice you can trust, a voice of reason, a voice of direction, and a voice of hope.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Live. I'm Cynthia Nanjala.
And I'm Sammy Adika. Rise and shine, folks. We hope you are ready for an energizing start to your day.
Absolutely. We are here to bring you the latest headlines and trending news stories from the world of politics,
business and finance, health and lifestyle,
agriculture and sports.
So grab your coffee, sit back and get ready for a fantastic morning of engaging discussions and news segments.
Join us through our social media handles, #The Morning Live. This is Morning Live, exclusively on EBN TV.
From the fields to your screens.
Ronaldo. It is Ronaldo. It's 2-1 United.
This is where you will get your full detailed story from football, hockey, volleyball.
Otavio goes once more. Oh, he's done it brilliantly.
Basketball.
Long range three.
All in one.
For exclusive interviews, discussions, and sports feature stories.
Every Monday from 2 p.m.
to 4 p.m.
on EBN TV. This is the scoreboard.
Are you ready to embark on a life-changing journey? At Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies, we believe in shaping the future of healthcare through excellence in education. Our curriculum is designed to push boundaries, to foster critical thinking and innovation as we prepare you to become a leader in the ever-evolving field of healthcare. Join a community of like-minded individuals who share your dedication to making a difference. Take this first step towards a rewarding career in healthcare.
My name is Jennifer Kilembwa, taking healthcare assistant course at Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies.
My name is Eric Mboru, a student at Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies.
Through joining Superbridge, I have gained knowledge and skills in healthcare services.
For the time that I have been here, I've enrolled myself with skills and knowledge of managing healthcare services.
I hereby encourage you to enroll in Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies.
Apply for your professional studies today. We offer courses in Certificate in Healthcare Assistance, Certificate in HIV Testing Services, Certificate in Phlebotomy and Venipuncture, and Certificate in First Aid. You can visit us at Babadogo Main Stage, Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies, training experts in primary healthcare.
A very good morning once again. This is EBN TV Morning Live. My name is Consolata Chibalonza. Now the captain has just left the station, but we are in the safer hands, and this time round I am with an entrepreneur. I will, as you know, as always, I will allow him to introduce himself, tell us what he does, who he is, and what he stands for. Welcome, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Daniel Gichunge, as a director at Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies. Yes.
So what is the institute all about?
Okay, Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies, we started it as Eagles group of patient attendants, purposely to train a healthcare assistant due to the demand in the market, both locally and globally. Yes.
And how is it so far?
Okay, the training is good, considering that now we have technological evolution, where now you find people find it more better to be attended at home when they are sick, instead of wasting a lot of time in hospitals. And also they feel that when they are attended at the home setup or the home-based setup, it will be more convenient for them, because also they need the company of their family that gives them companion. Now, companion is very key when it comes to the healing process of a patient, and that is why now most of the people, when they get sick and then they go to hospital and they realize the sickness is a kind of a long-term disease, they tend to go for the home-based setup. But it means that also we collaborate with the doctors who are their consultants. Yes.
So does this mean that those who go to this institution can only work for the private or home-based treatments, or they can also work in hospitals?
Okay, now previously the home-based, the caregivers, we call them caregivers, also they are called nurses or also healthcare assistants. So previously in Kenya, they used to work basically in the home-based setup. But after COVID, there was a realization of this career, because formerly it was not known. I myself also was a caregiver in those days when this career was not yet recognized as a career in Kenya. Now, after COVID or during COVID, that is when you could hear the former Minister of Health, Mutahi Kagwe, saying those people in home-based setup. So that is when people came to realize there is this thing called the home-based. Now, but previously it was there. Now, in the era where the COVID was not yet we specifically worked in homes. But nowadays, I can see hospitals hiring caregivers, or hiring what we call healthcare assistant or the nurse aides. So their work is to assist the nurses in offering the primary health care. Yes.
So you mean it's very possible for one to go to hospital, be admitted, or be once you're in hospital and you're found to have a certain ailment, it is very possible for the hospital to send you back home and to inquire or have you acquire a private or a personal home caregiver.
Yes. And that is how also these home-based care agencies used to get patients. Or that is how they get patients. Actually, they get patient through a referral by a doctor saying this condition is in this case and we cannot keep you more in hospital because also hospital, one thing is you will have some kind of a depression, because now you will be wondering why am I in hospital that long, and that one also can cause a deterioration in health. And that is why now when the doctors see that your condition is persisting, and then they can see that you are also capable of getting a caregiver or even a family member to take care of you, they send you home, and then you are taken care of there as you attend your regular checkups.
Okay, you mentioned earlier on that you were once a home caregiver.
Yes.
That means you are a nurse?
Career-wise, I did nutrition and dietetics. And then after completing my diploma in nutrition and dietetics, the first job I got was the home-based care. So I went there as a home-based care nutritionist. But later on, I learned the skills that could now make me to be a nurse aide, where also I went back to school and pursued diploma in nursing. Now after that, then I was well off now to say that I can now become a caregiver in the home-based setups. Yes.
Now maybe we'll just touch on a bit about the nursing part.
Yes.
We usually see more female nurses than male nurses.
Yes.
How is it truly what is inside there, or that's what it seems like?
People think that nursing or even this caregiving, they think it is more of a lady gender.
Yes.
But now you find that everybody can do any work. That is what is happening now, because even you find ladies doing the jobs that were for men. Yes.
Initially.
Yes.
And the skeptics that go on that nurses are very rude. Yeah, there are people whom I know.
Yes.
They'd rather just go to the chemist and ask for help and go back home, rather than going to the hospital, because they fear the nurses are very rude.
Okay. Now that is a notion. I think that is just a notion. But when it comes to rudeness and matters of character-wise, I tend to think this goes with passion. If you are passionate on what you're doing, and you are passionate on what you trained to become, then I don't think there will be anything to cause you to be rude. Because now, for example, you Chibalonza, you are a hanker, isn't it? Yes. I don't know how you call yourself, but yes. Now, so if you are not passionate about it, then even the person you are interviewing, like me now, you become rude on me, because I don't. Sometimes I may not be understanding some basics of how to present an interview, and then when you are approaching me, you will approach me in a rude way, because you tend to think I should be knowing what I'm supposed to do. Now, when a nurse is rude, then it means this nurse has a misplaced career, is working in the area where he's not supposed to work. Because in caregiving, let me come back to caregiving, or what we call healthcare assistant. These people, we train them to be more of a family member to this person, because now that is That is what should happen, even in the nursing sector, where now you find if a patient is in pain, you can be able to respond as quick as possible, because you tend to think now, if it were me. And I think that is what should happen in every healthcare sector, and not necessarily healthcare only, but where we have the humanitarian services. People should embrace the character of love, and think of it and say, now if it were me who is receiving the same measure of service I'm giving, now how could I feel?
Okay, that's a nice perspective. So you've talked about being the director of an institute that has quite a competition right now as we speak in the country. So what makes your institute stand out from the rest?
Okay, what makes our institute stand out to be the best, number one, is that our primary aim or our primary goal of starting this institution is to make sure that people get knowledge, and apart from getting knowledge on matters of health, we also link them up with the job opportunities around, and even in the abroad setup. Because we have currently we have a company that is hiring in US, and we have been able to enroll like to successfully take 5 through the interview, and they have gone well, and with the most of them are vacating next year. By next year, starting from March, May, and July, that is when they have their appointments. And then the other thing is that our training is we train you in a friendly way. See now, because we want also you to cultivate a character of friendship, where you can be able to embrace it to your patients. And the other thing is that our fee is also subsidized, comparing to other schools that are offering the same course.
And I was just about, sorry to cut you short, but I was about to ask exactly that. For anyone who would love to join the medicine field, there's usually that stumbling block that, I would love, but for me to become a doctor, it's too expensive. It's too much. To those who feel that way and are watching you right now, what would you say?
Okay, so there's nothing that is so expensive that you cannot get, as far as you have a passion about it. And me also being a Christian, I know that anything that you need, when you seek for it persistently, you will still get it. Now, in this career, for us, we have made sure that even your payment plan will be convenient for you. We don't strictly say you have to pay this amount of money for you to start, because we understand our people. So we make sure you enroll, start paying. By the time you are completing, we say that you should have completed your fee. And because the course runs for 3 months, so that means you can have your own payment plan. So that is how we make it easy for a common mwananchi to be able to afford the education. When you go to these other schools, even when we were also studying, you find that it was strictly, if it is installment, it is a full installment. For us, we don't instill on that, because we also understand our people, and we give you a free, a blank check on how to pay your fee. Just pay the way you can, the amount you can at this given period of time, and then make sure you complete by the time you're done.
I know we've played the ad quite a number of times. I want to hear it from you. What courses are there? What do you offer? And what certifications do you offer?
So we have 4 major courses, and all of them are short courses, but short courses with an impact instead of taking your form for graduate, maybe to do another course, maybe that will just be wasting of time and wasting of money, you can come and give your graduate this, and this one will give him a foundation somewhere, maybe to work even while he's pursuing his other career. So we have certificate in healthcare assistant. This is also called nurse aid. It is also called nursing assistant. It is also called caregiving. It is also called patient attendance. All these titles mean one thing. Yes.
That's one. That's one of the main.
Yes, that is the main course. And then we have phlebotomy and venipuncture. This is more of a science of drawing blood. The science of drawing blood. It is a unit in lab technology. But now, when you go also to, because we are embracing the Western culture. Now, when you go to the Western, that is Western countries, you find now phlebotomists are separate from the lab technicians. But also in Kenya, we are there. We are there because we are growing. And that is why now we feel this phlebotomy and venipuncture can be also of importance when someone knows about it. The other one is HIV testing services, HTS. This has been there for quite a number of years since HIV came. And now, when we train this, we must get a certification from NASCOP. NASCOP is an organization that deals with the matters of STIs prevention. Yeah, so we have that accreditation, and when you get out of the school, you have to have gotten your certification as a HTS technician from NASCOP. Yes.
Okay. So, for how long have you been running the institution?
Okay, we started back in 2021, so we are now 2 years in operation. 2021, that is when the climax of COVID pandemic was. And because the main agenda was to train healthcare assistant, or the people we call caregivers or patient attendants, that is when now I sat down and we came up with the idea, and then we started it off. Yes.
And how has it been so far?
It has been good. It has been good because now so far we have been able to graduate over 150 students. Yes.
Oh, that's an amazing number.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you love to talk to the viewers? What would you love to say to them?
Okay. What I could encourage any parent, maybe any parent who has a kid who has done Form 4. Our grade is more convenient because when we started the school, we said we want those people with a D plane and above. But now, when we went for accreditation from National Industrial Training Authority, they told us we can take anybody who went through a Form 4, because the mean grade they had placed there was an E.
So anybody.
So anybody. That means anybody can get it.
Yeah.
Now, any parent who may seem to say that sasa huyu mtoto wangu failed. Now, how will I assist how will I start with it? Now, from there you can come to our school. We take a D minus, but now for those people maybe you never qualify to get that D minus because they are still there. What we do for them is we do an IQ test to make sure they can be able to understand the concepts that we teach there. So it is kind of an interview. So that means we accommodate all of them. Now, don't just say my child now failed the exam. That's all, and then you start quarreling with her or him. There is an opportunity here. You can tap, and we know that we will assist your beloved one to be able to achieve their future in this career.
Where are you located?
We are located at Babadogo main stage. That is in Ruaraka constituency, Nairobi. But we also have online classes. For those people who cannot be able to come to the school, we have online classes for them. The online classes runs from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the evening. And then also, apart from having online, we have also made it possible for anybody to study if they don't want to study the online basis because maybe of the practicals and other things and also the internet issues. We have hostels. Okay. We have hostels, which also we provide food in the same package. Yes.
Okay, that is an amazing news. So where can we find you? Like socially, like you.
Or in social media, you can find us through Facebook. That is Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies. Also, you can call us. You can use our number, and then also we have you can also WhatsApp us on the same number.
Which number is that?
That is 0718 335 396. 0718 335 396.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for tuning into EBN TV Morning Live. That was an amazing session. You cannot have your children after high school and just seated at home doing nothing. Well, there are institutions as great and as opportunity driven as the Superbridge Institute. Now you need to contact the number that has been given. You also can reach out to us as EBN TV, and we will definitely connect you to Mr. Daniel here and the group at large. Please check them out across all their social media handles at Superbridge Institute
of Professional Studies.
Professional Studies.
Yes.
It's Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies across all social media platforms. We have also been showing their ad a number of times, and I hope you are going to tell a friend to tell a friend. You can also talk to your nieces and nephews from the village, especially now that we are heading on to the Christmas festivities. Come with them and let us do something great for the sake of our future generation. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Daniel.
Thank you,
and thank you also for you, our esteemed viewers, for taking your time to be with us. This is the end of EBN Morning Live today, this Friday, the 15th, 2023. Until next time, may the Lord keep you, may the Lord bless you. Your weekend is blessed, your festive season is blessed, and do not forget the reason for the season, and that is Jesus Christ. Until next time, I'm Consolata Chibalonza. God bless.
Are you ready to embark on a life-changing journey? At Superbridge Institute of Professional Studies, we believe in shaping the future of healthcare through excellence in education. Our curriculum is designed to push boundaries, to foster critical thinking and innovation as we prepare you to become a leader in the ever